Hello again, this is Kayla, and I'm just doing a video again for all of my green eyeshadow palettes. So this would be palettes that have at least more than a couple shades of green, or they have a predominantly green undertone. So I'm just going to pull out some and just share with you guys what's in my collection. I have the Glamlite Nightmare on Elm Street, and some of these you might see in other videos if they fall into another category, but this is a very green heavy color story. It's kind of more of the grungy greens, but you have some beautiful sage and different tones of green. You have some deep. This one is a 10-pan palette, as you can see, and it was released a couple years back, but this one is really fun to bust out for Halloween, especially if you are into that kind of season. It's actually one of my favorites for the season, for Halloween, basically. The next palette is a Beauty Bay palette, and it is their Earthy palette. This and one other one was my first introduction to the brand, but this is a very, as you can see, green palette. You've got some deep, some light. They throw in some chartreuses, a little bit of neutral shimmers, and this palette is one of my favorites. It's always a go-to if I want to do a green makeup look. The formula of Beauty Bay, the mattes are blendable. The shimmers are very nice as well. This is one of my favorites from that brand, and it is a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. Another brand that does good green, Nomad. The Ireland Wild Atlantic Way. I had to throw this one in there. This palette, it does have some other tones of blue. You've got some neutral or copper, but you've got a lot of green in this palette, and you can go deep, dark, light, either direction. This palette is just a joy to have, and I love this palette so, so much. Nomad is always giving back, so they always donate a portion to some charity, and this palette and their other ones, never a miss. They're always smooth, blendable. The shimmers are long wearing. They're gorgeous. In another one, the Monte Verde palette. This one is not available anymore. It was an older palette, and it does have some neons, but you've got a lot of green in here. The shimmers are pretty. A lot of the shimmers, like even this one and these, lean more green. And I like the fact that you have neon, so you can do different colors, different combos with this, but this palette is another beautiful palette as well. I like to wear this a lot in the spring and summer when it's starting to warm up and I want those bright, colorful looks. If you don't know, I'm not the biggest neutral girl, so a lot of my looks I do color. Purple and green are my favorite color stories, or my favorite colors to wear. Another next one, ColourPop Shrek palette. This was another one that was in another video for a different category, but you got green. I mean, you've got the shimmer, you've got even the shade up here. This one is more of a grungy green, and the whole swamp theme, the whole Shrek, the artwork, it's just such a very pretty palette. Yes, you can keep it neutral, but I feel like the greens in here are just so pretty to play with. And then we have a brand. This is a UK brand. It's called Poppy and Fluff. I got this palette in a ice cream beauty box, and that's how I got introduced to this brand. But it's called the Lonely Scarecrow. And this palette, it's not full green, but you've got these two and this shimmer as well, and this green down here and this one. Beautiful palette. I love these two, especially these shimmers are very reflective. This is a cute little palette. It was actually the first one I tried from this brand, and instantly I thought the formula was great. The mattes are very pigmented, the shimmers are shiny, and they give you that foiled wet look on the eyelid. The shade right here in Leaves, it is a very, very pretty red duochrome shifty shade. It's gorgeous. So this palette is one of my favorite greens too, and it is the Lonely Scarecrow. Another palette that has green, or is predominantly green, the Trapped palette by Gourmand Girls. I know I rave about this palette all the time, but I can't. It is just so pretty. You got light, medium, dark. I use the shade Alive quite a lot. And then you've got even like some pastel yellow, pastel purple to pair with it. Green and purple are my favorite color combos together, and this palette literally lives in my vanity. So this one by Gourmand Girls and Trapped is another very, very pretty palette that has green. Another one, it's not predominantly full of greens, but it has some very unique tones of green in it. And it was in another video, but the Strange and Unusual palette from Bella Beauty Bar. This green, and then this is like a green gold. It is very, very pretty. And this is a grungy green, and that's more of a neon lime green. This palette is unique in my collection. I don't have shades quite as shifty or as dimensional as the Bella Beauty Bar is. So this palette I had to put in here because it is definitely something that sticks out in my collection. And if you've never tried Bella Beauty Bar, it is a great brand to try. I was blown away by the formula, and it was actually this palette right here that started me onto the brand. And I now am waiting for the Ocean Jewel palette to come. So this is definitely a good brand to check out. This palette in particular is actually on sale, I believe, still for $50. So it is a great deal if you've been wanting to try the brand. This, I mean, it wears beautifully. It's long wearing. I don't have any creasing. The shimmers are so foiled. It is one of my top favorite indie brands besides Nomad. And then the last palette, technically it's kind of a mermaidy palette, but the greens in it are just too good to not include in this. And I'm talking about the Blend Bunny Lure palette. When I open it, you see it's a mermaid palette. It really is. But this row in particular, so pretty. Light, medium, dark. And Blend Bunny is very beginner friendly for that. I like how they put a lot of their palettes into a gradient, so you know, okay, that can be for your lid, transition, crease, outer corner. Or you can mix and match whichever you want to do. But these shades, this shade, I've almost kind of made a good dent in it. It's so pretty. This palette in general is one of my more favorite palettes from the brand. And if you have this one, treasure it, cherish it, use the greens. It is so pretty. And you probably will see this palette again for the purples because this palette in general is just amazing. So that was the Lure palette. Again, thank you for watching this video, and don't mind my hair outfit if you see it a couple times. I am doing a lot of pre-filming, so I have videos coming up for you guys through the week. The next one I'm probably going to do next is purple palettes. So if you want to stick around and see that video, subscribe, give me a like, thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in that video. Thanks. Bye.